Hello everyone, today I'm going to discuss text messaging and its influences on our literacy skills. First, I'm going to start off with a couple of questions. The first question is text messaging actually good or bad? And how does it affect our literacy skills? Believe it or not, texting can affect our reading and writing skills. Now, here's another question you're probably asking. Why is this topic important to me? It's important because we should all be aware of how text messaging is affecting our literacy skills. With this in mind, now it's time to look at the different perspectives. The first perspective that we are going to look at is the negative effects that text messaging can have on our literacy skills. One example is that teachers are finding text slang in papers instead of the words being fully written out, according to the article Instant Messaging, a For Friend. Some of these include today, tomorrow, the and the at sign. Another negative outcome about text messaging is that people who are heavy cell phone users have more mistakes in memory, short attention span, and effects on their learning skills. And the last example is that teachers and parents are the most concerned on how text messaging is affecting our performance on our literacy skills, stated by the article Texting versus Literacy. Since we looked at the negative perspective, now it's time to look at the positive view of text messaging. One example is that teachers and professors are actually using text messaging in their class and having students answer questions that they have throughout the class or during lecture, and having the students send their answers through text messaging. And another example is that text messaging is actually helping people learn new languages. The next thing that we're going to look at is the similarities and differences of these articles. The similarities that are found in the articles Texting versus Literacy and Instant Messaging, a For Friend, is that both of these sources say that text messaging is affecting our grammar and spelling errors in our papers. One example says that teachers are seeing shortened words in papers and text messaging symbols used in papers, stated by the author O'Connor. Another similarity is that teachers are using text messaging in their classrooms. A couple of examples from the articles is that teachers are using texting in classrooms to take surveys and answer the questions. And by doing this, they feel that they are getting their students more involved. And they are seeing an increase also in assignment submissions because some of these teachers are even sending out assignments in text form. So now that we've looked at the similarities, it's time to look at the differences. One difference is that 2 out of the 3 articles include both sides of the argument, which shows that they are being unbiased. Another difference is that text messaging helps people learn new languages, stated by the author Plurith. Another difference is that according to the article Instant Messaging, a For Friend, it says that text messaging has influenced students to write more. And the last difference is that text messaging is giving us more practice reading and writing because we have to break down the symbols and the shortened words and the text slang that are used in our text messaging. My first thought on text messaging was that text messaging only could have a negative influence on our literacy skills until I started my research and found that text messaging can be both negative and positive on our literacy skills. And because of this, it brings me to my final position, which is that there are many benefits to text messaging than negative effects. And I also noticed that the negative effects were minor and probably could be fixed quite quickly. An example of this is from the article Texting versus Literacy that says texting has caused people to be concerned about a student's literature skills because of punctuation errors and text slang being in papers. But on the plus side of this, there was a couple of things that shocked me. One of which was that one of the authors said that texting could actually teach new languages. The next example is that teachers are now using texting in their classrooms. Like, whoever thought that this would come along? This could bring new, bigger, and better ideas to the classrooms. Because of the great points and examples, this research really opened up my mind to new ideas. And this brings me to my conclusion, which is that texting can affect our literacy skills in many ways. They can be both negative and positive, and that text messaging can be good or bad. It just depends on how you choose to use it. And finally, I hope that you have learned how text messaging can be negative, but also that there are still positive influences because of text messaging.